Alright, so there are three different ways that you could start journaling right now to maximize your benefits and also just bring in new benefits with journaling. So let's just get into it right away. So the first one would be gratitude journaling. So doing this alone will actually make your life 10 times better than it is right now. You'll feel like happier and you'll start to enjoy life more, and you'll actually start to like be thankful and grateful for like the random things in life. Like literally, like you start to be grateful for, for example, these blue light blockers, I'm grateful for these blue light blockers because they block blue light, and especially when it's like 8 p.m., and I'm about to go to sleep, these are beneficial because I don't want blue lights, waking me up and giving me bad quality of sleep. I love these. I'm thankful for this journal because I get to journal and write my thoughts and feelings. I'm grateful for these earbuds because they're awesome. You get the point, right? You just start to be grateful for the random things in life, and it's a very nice feeling to have for sure. All right, now how do you do this? So basically all you need to do is you need to grab a journal, right? And literally just list things that you're grateful for. Like what I mentioned with the blue light blockers. Like just write like a list of, I recommend 5 things that you're grateful for. So for example, I don't know if you could see this, but I'll just read it out. I'm grateful for a dopamine detox. By the way, this was a year ago, so I'm grateful for the sunrise. I'm grateful that I didn't have my English notebook yesterday. I don't know why I would be grateful for that, but yeah, I mean, it's that simple. Like, and I recommend doing this in the morning because it sets your day up to be more grateful, right? Like, what's the point of doing this at the end of the day? Like, are you gonna be grateful in your sleep, bro? Like, you're dead sleeping, Your brain's not, like, active, but yeah. Do this in the morning. And also, one point that I have to mention here is when you list the 5 things that you're grateful for, make sure that you're really focusing on those things, right? So like, don't just write down things that you're grateful for and just get in, get out. No, just like really, like with meditation, like really focus on those 5 things and like really feel the emotions building up, because this will actually, maximize it. This is where the benefits come from. If you're just writing things out, anyone can write things down, right? But it takes more to actually feel those emotions building up and actually just, being grateful in that moment. That's the actual practice. Like you don't even need to write things down. Like you could just say, 5 things that you're grateful for in your mind. As long as you're in that gratitude state, and this actually transitions to another point that I want to make, the benefits that you're getting from this aren't just from writing things down. Again, it's being in that state of gratefulness. Now, I don't personally recommend this, but you can do it. So what you could do is, I don't do this myself again, but keep this journal like right by your nightstand, and as soon as you wake up in the morning, literally grab this journal, like aggressively grab this journal and write down the 5 things that you're grateful for right away. Like your eyes are gonna be like crusted shut and you're gonna be like, oh I'm grateful for. No, just try your best, right? And so basically by doing this, you're training your mind to be more grateful for, for daily life. Now another tip that I just want to say here is that this practice is better written on a piece of paper rather than writing it on your computer, right? Because, it takes more time to actually write down individually by word what you're grateful for rather than typing it on your computer, on your keyboard, on your freaking keys. No, if you're like the fastest keyboard writer, you could just do it quickly and get out, But like actually pen on paper, doing it, it's like a form of art, basically. You're just thinking more. And I think there's some science that like relates to like if you write things down on paper, your brain actually highlights that and makes it seem more important than on computer. So just have that in mind. But if you must, if you don't have a piece of paper, which I don't know why you guys wouldn't have a piece of paper, just do it on computer, that's fine. As long as you're, again, paying attention, putting deep focus into the journaling practice, then you would be all set. So actually, anyways, and what's crazy about doing this practice, gratitude journaling, is that if you keep doing this daily, you're actually going to start to notice that you'll be grateful for the bad things in life too. Like, for example, I'm grateful for trauma. I've personally never had trauma, but I'm just giving out some examples. I'm grateful for forgetting my English notebook, I'm grateful for, just bad things in life. And actually, once you get to that point, you'll just become unstoppable. Because, your competitors are here. They're just, working. They're working 12 hours per day. You're over here gratitude journaling. And, when these freaking 12-hour workers, Gary V grind sets type dudes, when they, face a problem and a difficulty, they're not going to look at it grateful. They're going to be pissed. They're going to be mad about what happened. And you're going to be over here smiling like, yay, yay, So, yeah, that's another benefit. You'll stand out from your competitors, literally just by doing this practice. Just in the morning, grab a piece of paper, write 5 things that you're grateful for each day, and you'll just be a better person, literally. Now let's get into the next one. Now for this one, all you need to do is reflect on your day. And so basically do this at the end of the day. Gratitude journaling, do this in the morning, do this at the start of the day. Reflection journaling, do this at the end of the day. So again, I do this right before I sleep, but sometimes I actually don't get the time to do this. And usually if this happens, I would reflect while I'm praying to God, or I would just do it in my mind, reflection journaling. Oh, how's my day today? Good. I would just talk to myself in my head. But I still recommend, if you have the chance, to write it on a piece of paper. Because again, that science, if you write it on a piece of paper, your mind's going to focus more on it. So now how do you do this? Basically, again, just grab a journal or a piece of paper, write out your whole day, the goods, the bads, the emotions that you felt throughout the day. If you had a bad day, this is especially important. If you had a bad day, write down why you had a bad day, the emotions that you felt for it to be a bad day, right? And I've had a couple of those actually, and when it's a bad day, it's a bad day. It's pretty rare for me, especially because it's school. What would be bad at school, bro? But yeah, I would just write down the emotions I felt through, stuff like that. And no matter if it was a bad day or not, but basically, this is where the benefits come from. Basically, what you want to do is you want to essentially write down what you could have done better in the day and what you could do better tomorrow. You're basically setting yourself up for a better day tomorrow. That's the benefit. And you're going to have better days just by writing down, how your day was and what you could have done better. And honestly, you don't even have to write down the goods and the bads and the emotions you felt through. You could literally just write down what you could have done better today. And sometimes I do this if I rush it or something, but yeah, you could do that too. And this is why journaling is so crucial and so important. It's so crazy that just by writing, words down on a piece of paper, that you're going to improve yourself dramatically. And a lot of people, they underrate journaling or even self-improvement as a whole. They don't think that taking the time to meditate and work on yourself in the morning is beneficial. They think that's sort of cringe or something, which is kind of stupid in my opinion, because a lot of these freaking grind set Gary V guys, they say that, I get my coffee As soon as I wake out of my bed, I get my coffee, you know, drink my caffeine, and I'm out here working for 12 hours. And it's like, they view meditation as like this enemy. But it's like, dude, meditation is going to help with those 12 hours of work. Like, it's gonna make you more focused. And literally, like, doing 4 hours of work is gonna make it so much better that it's gonna equal to 12 hours of work just by meditating and just by journaling. You know, you're going to set yourself up to be a better person. You know, I don't get why people, you know, have such a bad reputation with that, but I guess that's them, you know. And it's like, this was a common practice that the Stoics, you know, like the freaking philosophers, bro. I don't know why I looked up. The philosophers, bro. They wrote down, like, they deeply wrote down, like, the things that they were grateful for, you know. And they were big advocates for reflection journaling as well. Like, oh, you know, how's my day? You know, what could have I done better? Stuff like that. And you think it's so cringe, but these freaking guys that are better than you have been doing this since 500 BC. You know, Marcus Aurelius, freaking Roman emperor, he journaled every single day. You know, there's a book called Meditations. That was his journaling. That was like just one part of his journaling. I bet he had like 10 different journaling books or like stones they had back then. I don't know. And this made him successful, you know, journaling. So yeah, now this is the final practice. So this is the final practice that you can do to maximize your benefits. This one might sound a little weird to you, but I promise it's very important. It's called wall journaling. So so have you ever had those thoughts that would just like keep on like popping in your head? Like just this one thought like aggravating you. And basically what you do with those thoughts, you know, I used to do this back then too. I never heard of this before. This actually quite new to me. You know, I would just ignore them. You know, I'd just be like, okay, whatever. I'll get to it later or something like that. Procrastination. And so I figured out that that's pretty unhealthy to do for your mind. And the reason why those thoughts keep popping in your head is because you aren't paying a closer attention to them, and yeah, because you're ignoring them and moving them away, right? And basically, in order to solve this situation, because your thoughts are very important, by the way. Like Albert Einstein, how do you think he became like the best mathematician in the world? How do you think President Washington won like the war or whatever they had? I forgot what it was called. They had thoughts, they had ideas, they had thoughts about like the war strategies they were gonna put in to flank the British, you know? You know, Albert Einstein, he had a thought, an idea about this math equation, right? E equals mc squared. Boom! That got him famous. He's known across the world now. You know, thoughts are so important, and no, actually, and successful people actually do this without actually thinking about it. They don't like do it specific like us, where we have to like do it in a way that's like routine-ish, right? They don't have to do that. They just think and think and think and think. You know, like these successful people, bro, they're the ones on the rocking chairs, bro. They're rocking back, looking into the sky like, They're thinking. Bro, and that's good. That's very good. But it's so important, literally, just thinking about your thoughts. You don't have to do this specifically if you want, but literally just let your brain think. You know, I used to do this back when I was sleeping. I don't recommend it because I think you should meditate while you're going to fall asleep. But essentially, you could just think, you know, like, how's the day and stuff, like, it's like creativeness, but anyways, but essentially how you do this is, again, it's like repetition, guys. Grab a journal or a piece of paper, set a timer for 15 to 30 minutes. This is very important, and I actually recommend getting deep into this. Like, this is a deep practice. Like, honestly, you should go for 45 minutes or even an hour. Like, so again, successful people would probably do this for like 5 hours, bro. They're probably crazy with it, but essentially set that timer, and when you get a thought popping in your head, for example, what will I cook for lunch today? Or, oh, I'm thinking of this new business idea. Write it down. Write it down. Write down the idea. You know, so crazy. Just make a list and write it down. And then after that, what you want to do is you want to sort of like organize this from like the least important to like the most important. So like, for example, that business idea you want to try, that should probably be the most important, right? Or there's also mildly important. You could have that too. Or you could have, you know, a less important one. Like, I don't know what thought that would be. Like, you know, this girl Tracy at my school today was such an annoying person. She was so annoying, you know. Like, or like a task, you know, like, especially important with task. And basically, you want to cut out all the least important ones. And then you want to make your decision on the mildly important ones. You would want to like schedule it on your calendar or something when you could do it later, or if you have the free time. And then the urgent ones, the most important ones, you'd want to do those as soon as possible when, you know, when you have the free time, right? And then this like sort of brain dumps like all your thoughts into like a piece of paper. And this is so important because basically what you're doing, basically the benefit that you're getting from this is mental clarity. Mental clarity is just such a great like thing to have, honestly. Like, have you ever gotten like zapped like with this clarity before? Like, you know, everything just feels better. Like, all the emotions that you have are like happiness, you know, like when you talk, like words just naturally flow out of your mouth, you know, you feel more charismatic, you feel more chill, and people are liking you for that, and they're like hanging around with you. And yeah, you know, all these benefits just from mental clarity. And to get to this position, you would want to brain dump your thoughts, right? And you're not just brain dumping your thoughts for mental clarity, but you're also getting another benefit with that, which is having thoughts and having ideas. Because the more you do this, the more you're gonna actually have like good ideas and like good things, you know, important things. And then basically you're gonna become Albert Einstein. Who knows? Maybe you'll become Albert Einstein, or maybe you will become, you know, a very successful person just by doing this, just by like thinking more about your thoughts, right? And not just ignoring them and throwing them away in the trash. And yeah, that's it. Those 3 journaling practices, I promise you that if you do them every day, daily, that you're going to become successful, you're going to become unstoppable, and you will stand out from your competition. But anyways, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.